Hi, this is KP with Coronavirus Diaries, a channel dedicated to the documentation of a world under lockdown. And now many of the highways are also locked down, and we are under curfew as the city burns. Last week I made a video regarding the Justice for George Floyd protests, and I'm going to continue on this path. And please subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so we can keep you in the loop. I'd like to start off with how uncanny the timing of all this is. It's like there was a perfect storm ready to unleash its fury. First you have a pandemic, then the lockdowns, then mass unemployment and bankruptcy, then armed folks storming government buildings demanding the lockdowns get lifted, people in isolation for months, in many cases unable to see friends and loved ones, mass depression, and then this happens. This is heartbreaking to watch, and I want those officers brought to the fullest extent of the law. The murder of George Floyd and the ensuing protests and rioting took place a few blocks from where I used to live. I moved a few years ago to an area that has not been directly affected, at least not yet. Even so, I have witnessed a couple vehicles without license plates casing my area, so we're being vigilant in case it spreads out. Now let's talk about what happened last week, specifically the beginning of it. It started out as a peaceful protest, lots of yelling and insults, but nothing overtly violent. I think this pic says it all right here. And then a while later, the AutoZone nearby went up in flames. Then various other buildings were looted and set on fire. Crowds gathered and got more heated at the 3rd Precinct. The National Guard was mobilized, several up on the roof. While much of this was taking place, this young man knelt in front of the precinct to pray for a little while before leaving the area. Later, someone charged the precinct and the police went on the defensive, firing tear gas grenades and rubber bullets to disperse the crowd. It quieted down for a little while, and then the crowd rose up again, stormed the precinct, and burned it down. Since then, the rioting has moved to the St. Paul area and even a few suburbs. There was a peaceful protest on I-35 yesterday that a semi-truck rolled into. We're still waiting to find out whether or not it was intentional. There's also a lot of talk of various factions traveling from all over the U.S. to cause more chaos and destruction here, and they each have their own agendas, which makes it even more chaotic. How does this relate to COVID-19? Well, a couple of different ways. First, after months of lockdowns, unemployment rising to peak levels, and many small businesses having to shut down, and this underlying fear that we could catch a new disease we have no vaccine for or give it to those we love, we've had a powder keg ready to blow, and George Floyd's murder lit the fuse. Now that it has erupted all across the states, I have to wonder if we're going to see a second wave of COVID-19 or not. And I also have to wonder what would cause more distress, if we do see a huge spike in cases in the coming weeks, or we do not see a huge spike. What do you think? Please comment below and please subscribe if you haven't already. Stay safe out there and God bless. This is KP signing off.